Subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.
Hello friends, now I will give you the answers together with explanations for the section related to reported speech. Let us move to the first question. Rahul said to his teacher, "Madam, what is the way to solve the question?" If you see this sentence, there is a report, the expression is said to his teacher, and said to his teacher can be made either asked his teacher because asking a question, or you can say told if it is just telling, but here he is asking a question. So the correct word is asked. That means asked is the correct choice. If you look at the other choices, Rahul told his teacher. Told is not the question because there is a question mark here. So told is wrong. Rahul asked to his teacher. After asked, we never use the preposition to. That means option C, it can be safely deleted. Told his teacher, as already said here, told is also wrong. That means we are very clear that option A is the correct answer. Now let us further understand this answer. Rahul asked his teacher what the way to solve the question was. Note the use of was here. When we are writing an indirect speech, an indirect question, you can use the verb after the subject. So the subject is what the way to solve the question was. That means this was is right, and it will follow what plus the subject plus the verb was. So it is clear that this is right. And if you see this, what was the way? In any case, this is wrong because this is a direct question. When we make an indirect question, the verb is placed after the subject. So it reconfirms that option A is the correct choice. Now let us move on to the next question. The sentence is, he said to his friend, "Could you please close the door?" If you see the word please, please means that there is a request. He is asking that person in the form of a request. Let us read the four choices. The first two talk of request, but the third one talks of ordered. We don't order by using the word please, so it is safely wrong. He wanted his friend to close the door. It is only his desire, but this does not make the reported speech of the original sentence. So this is also wrong. Now he requested his friend to close the door. This is right. He requested his friend to please close the door. When we use the word request, then we do not use the word please. That means this option is also wrong. That means the answer is only A. He requested his friend for what? To close the door. The word please is changed by changing the verb from said to requested. That means option A is the right answer. Let us move to the next question. The sentence is, Raj said to Sheila, "The sun rises in the east." Mark this sentence. The sun rises in the east. This is an everlasting fact of life. It's permanent in nature. So in any case, the tense of this part does not change. That is the rule in the reported speech. Now let us read the sentences. Raj told Sheila. There is nothing wrong with told. Raj told Sheila. Nothing wrong with that. Raj asked Sheila. He is not asking something. He is narrating something to her, telling something to her. Raj said to Sheila that the sun has arisen. Has arisen is present perfect. We don't use present perfect for a thing for which we use V1 form. Simple present, everlasting truth is tense is not changed. That means this is safely wrong. And same is the case here. Raj asked Sheila that the sun. Asked is wrong, so this is also wrong. That the sun rises in the east. Told is also wrong. So here that the sun rises in the east. Raj told Sheila that the sun rose in the east. So rose is wrong because it is V2. We have to use V1 form, which is right. That means option B is the right answer. Please remember that said to in reported speech we usually use told. So Raj told Sheila is the correct answer. Secondly, whenever you're talking of permanent facts, everlasting truth, we use simple present and we do not change the tense in reported speech. Navanitha said to her friends, "What a scintillating beauty it is." If you see this sentence, he is talking of an exclamation. That is very important. That is why the use of what is correct. Now, if you read the choices, Navinta told to her friends. Told is not followed by to. We are permitted to say said to her friends, but we say told her friends. Told is a transitive verb. It does not take a preposition. Navinita explained to her friends what a scintillating beauty it was. The use of what is not required whenever we are doing a reported speech. We don't use the word what. So that means this option is also safely ruled out. Navinita asked her friends whether it was, she is not asking whether or, there is no if, she is expressing her opinion. So the use of whether is clearly inappropriate. So this answer also goes. That means the only option available to us is D. We need to reconfirm whether it is a correct one. Navinita exclaimed. The use of exclaimed is right because there is an exclamation mark here to her friends that it was a scintillating beauty. So the sentence is right. The correct answer becomes D. Let us move on to the next question. The captain said to the soldiers, "March forward and aim at the peak of the hill today." Mark the words. He is telling, but whom is he telling? He is telling his soldiers. In fact, he is giving an order to march forward. And then he says, aim at what? At the peak of the hill today. So note the word today. In the rules of reported speech, we change this said to the soldiers because it is an order to commanded. So that means ordered or commanded. That means the word requested is wrong because there is no please. The captain is not requesting the soldiers. Similarly, in the last sentence, told the soldiers that they should march. He is not telling them, he is instructing them, he is ordering them. So the choices narrow down to alternate option B and option C. So if you see this, the captain ordered his soldiers to march forward and aim at the peak of the hill today. Mark the word today. In indirect speech, the today is changed to that day, and hence option B is clearly wrong. We just need to see whether that day is available in option C. It is. The captain ordered the soldiers to march forward and aim at the peak of the hill that day. So the points to note here are, when he is giving an instruction, an order, we use the word ordered or commanded, and when we are saying today, today changes to that day in reported speech. That clearly confirms that option C is the right answer. Let us move on to the next question. I'll read it out for you. "Where were you last evening?" said the lady to her maid. The four options are: the lady asked her maid where she had been the previous evening. The next option is: the lady asked her maid where she had been the last evening. So here note the use of last evening, and here also it is last evening. Option C, the lady asked her maid where had she been. Note the use of she had, and here had she. This is inversion. Inversion is done when there is a question, but in indirect speech we do not resort to inversion. So that means this is also clearly wrong, and she had part is right. The last part, told her maid where she had been in the last evening. Told her maid means as if she was explaining to her maid where she had gone. The lady is not telling about her whereabouts. She is inquiring about the whereabouts of the maid. That means this sentence does not convey the original meaning. That means the lady asked her maid where she had been last evening. Last evening, indirect speech changes to the previous evening. So the use of last evening in the options is wrong when you are making a reported speech. That means the only option available to us is option A. Let us move on to yet another question related to the use of reported speech. I'll read out the sentence for you. The sentence is, those who sowed the seeds last season will reap the harvest this season, said the leader to her followers. Now, mark the word sowed. The sowed is a V2. Said the leader to her followers. So, if you say this, the leader said to her followers, this part is right, that those who sowed, whenever the reported speech is used, we will change the reported part of the speech from past, simple past to past perfect. So, we don't use the word sowed because here the word is sowed. It should be changed to past perfect. And past perfect sowed is had sowed. That means we should only focus on the options that use the verb group had sowed. The leader addressed her followers that those who have sown is wrong. This is present perfect. So that means this option need not be considered any further. The leader addressed her followers that those who had sowed or had sown. Both are possible. Remember that V3 form can be either of them, had sowed and had sown. The seeds the previous season would reap. The leader advised her followers that those who sow is V1. We can't use V1 for a thing which is V2. We need to have past perfect. So that means this option is also clearly wrong, and that means this is also wrong, and this is also wrong. That means the only option that merits attention is C. The leader addressed their followers that those who had sown, so had plus the main verb sown is the right thing. The seeds, the previous season is written here also, and we can write the same expression here also. So there is nothing wrong. Would reap the harvest. Now that season is here and that season also comes here. So there is nothing wrong. That means option C is the correct answer. Now I will come to the next question. I will read out for you. He said to his manager, could you please pass the bill this week? He told his manager that that bill to be passed. The sentence is not complete in any case because here it is written this week and the word week does not come here. That means you safely can ignore this thing. He requested his manager to pass the bill that week. This week changes to that week, and that means this is right. He ordered his manager. When you say ordered and here you are using the word please, this don't match. So that means option C is also can be safely ignored. The last option, he requested his manager to pass the bill this week. When you are talking about this week changes to that week. That means this is wrong. That means the only option available to us is option B, and B is the right answer. He requested his manager to pass the bill when this week will change to that week. Option B is right. As a point of interest, you should know that requested is never followed by the preposition to. The village chief said to the villagers, all of us need to adopt new regulations. We will protect our earth forever. If you see the sentences here, said to the villagers. He is saying something to villagers. Is he ordering them? Answer is no. That means option A is clearly wrong. The village chief told the villagers. It is right. Told the villagers, there is nothing wrong in that. That all of them need to adopt. Here it is need, but here the word is need. This is V1 form. So V1 form changes to needed, and this isn't the case here. So that means this is also wrong. To adopt new regulations, and they will. And here will does not remain will. Will change to would. That means there are two grammatical errors related here. That means option B is also clearly wrong. Option A is also wrong. Let's go to the next one. The village chief wanted the villagers needed to adopt. This is grammatically incorrect, and that means we can also delete this because we don't say wanted the villagers to, then needed is not required. Wanted the villagers to adopt new regulations. That is at least grammatically correct, but we do not say wanted the villagers needed to adopt. Now the only option that remains is option D, and obviously if the other 3 are incorrect, that means option D is the correct answer. All the same, let us verify its appropriateness. The village chief told the villagers, nothing wrong with told the villagers, that all of them needed. So verb need has changes to needed. Here, need changes to needed. To adopt new regulations, and they would will be changed to would. Their earth forever. That means option D is right. Now we are coming to the last question of the reported speech. I will read out the sentence for you. In direct speech, the grandfather said to the baby, "May you live long with all good things of life." May you live long. That means he is trying to bless that baby. Let us read the options available. The grandfather blessed to the baby. We don't say blessed to. Blessed is a transitive verb. It does not take a preposition to. That means this option can safely be ignored. Take the next one. The grandfather asked the baby. He is not asking him something. He is giving him his blessings. So the verb asked is clearly wrong, that she would live long. There is no sense in reading it further because asked itself is wrong. If you see the last option C, the grandfather wanted the baby to live long with all good things of life. As a sentence, this is grammatically right, but where is the sense of may you? That means this is also wrong. Take the last part. The grandfather blessed the baby. Whenever we use the word may you, it implies that the speaker is giving his blessings to the listener. That means blessed is the correct word. And blessed is not being followed by to, as is the case in option A. The baby, that she would live long. So it is alright, she would live long with all the good things of life. That means option D is right. And the answer is option T. With this, I bring this section related to reporter speech to a close.